It's another day of nonsense over here. We've got everybody losing their minds over nothing in the market as usual. We'll see what we get going into the rest of the day here. If you guys were in LTMP and you were reading the pre-market plan, I did outline this rally up from this volatility zone here for you guys basically perfectly. I mean, we talked about this a lot in the pre-market and private stream that we do for or that I do for LTMP every single day. Again, we're probably going to come up and test this 68.49, 68.50 area here before the market kind of decides what it wants to do next, because if you look at all of the different pieces of news that were coming out, there really wasn't a whole lot that was driving this market down. It was just kind of a little bit of a lower volume, just sell-off going through the night here. What a lot of people are pointing to still is the fact that let's say people are saying that there's a lower likelihood of a rate cut happening in December. So, okay, we're going to break this down in a couple of different ways. Well, one, if we were to see lower likelihoods of rate cuts in a significant way that would be moving markets, we would see bond yields moving all over the place and they would actually be moving to the upside, but that is not the case today. We are seeing 10-year treasury yields actually moving to the downside. So that's interesting there. So you could view that as, okay, well, nothing is really happening in the bond market, or it's actually going the other way where traders are kind of actually projecting a little bit higher likelihood of rate cuts coming, because what the normies will think about is, okay, well, if the federal funds rate is going to be decreasing, typically that's going to lead to a decrease in bond yields overall. So it makes more sense to buy bonds now, lock in the higher interest rate, than it is to wait and buy those bonds later. Then you have to think about the actual reasoning behind why a lot of these talking heads are saying that there might be a lower likelihood of rate cuts coming in December. So what effectively is happening is this is all due to the government being shut down. If the government is shut down, we are not seeing the economic data that the Federal Reserve needs to see in order for them to get a better picture of the current kind of economic standing and situation in the United States, which is going to lead to higher levels of uncertainty. And they just don't know what they could, what is going to happen at this December meeting, because they don't have the data that they need. So it's not necessarily a question of what the data is right now. It's a question of, oh, we don't even have the data to be able to make this to come to kind of like an educated guess, let's say, as to what's going to happen at this December meeting. Then again, if we start to see the government shutdown end this weekend, next week, or whenever that's going to be, the question is then going to become, okay, what is the data? So it's not really like, you're not really seeing anything today that is really going to be driving things all over the place in a significant way, and you're just seeing these big knee-jerk reactions across the board. The one thing you always have to keep in mind in the market, and this is something I say to LTMP all the time, is that when you see everybody starting to freak out, 99% of the time, I'm just going to sit here and say, all right, the crazy amateurs are doing it again. They are just not understanding the big picture, and they are thinking too short term. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing that rally back up to that 68.50 area that we were talking about this morning, but it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, new to the channel, new to the group, let me know. I'd love to welcome you guys in here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you absolutely nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot, spreading this information out to as many people who actually want to learn. I've told you guys over the last really since last week here, if you guys get 200 likes on the stream, I'll start outlining some setups for you guys here. It's not that hard, just like the video, guys. I have a really, really fun one that I want to cover with you guys at some point. If this one fires off, especially during holiday season, it could be very fun. So we'll see if you guys are able to hit that like goal today. But let's do a little bit of a roll call, go through some of these individual names here, and just keep teaching you guys stuff. Because again, it's not like think about what we're doing in LTMP right now. And I've said this so many times. The easy part, guys, is nailing the big multi-1,000% trades. It is not hard once you understand what to look for. The hard part is making sure that you guys understand, okay, this is not necessarily the time to be going absolutely crazy. This is what we've been saying ever since that Trump tweet came out that escalated the trade tensions between the US and China. Okay? Then we had MDB this week, which was absolutely epic. So again, we could just sit on our hands and do absolutely nothing for the rest of the week if we wanted to. But Let's see who we have in here, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get into it. We got Eddie, Jerry, Charles, Michael, Yuki, John, C. Rich, Jay, One of One, Iro, Steven, Jackie, Yuki, Daily, Taylor, Sven. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, keep smacking that like on the way in. No slackers. Oh, you guys are slacking big time. All right, I'm keeping the setups for LTMP. All right, I see how it is. The last one that I gave you guys when I said hit 100 likes was a 300% trade on Pinduo Duo. Slackers. Appreciate the masterclass last night, SV. No problem. Yeah. The Wednesday class is going to be fun. We're going to talk a lot about, like, a lot more on business cycles and the specific ones and all of the great crises that we've seen really over the last kind of 100, 200 years. That's going to be very fun. So I'm excited for that. Those of you guys that are in the mastermind, that are hopping into the mastermind, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's see what we get here. So, what else we got? Where's Neo? Neo only down like 1.5% here. So, we will see. It's also very possible that, again, I've been warning you guys all week. All you got to do is hit the like button. But it's very possible that this setup that I'm looking at just fires off before that ends up happening. So if you guys want me to outline it before, make sure you guys do that. If not, you're probably just going to see yet another round of absolutely insane victory laps out of LTMP. So, let's see here. Let's see. I bet all the Discord members slap the like. Oh, no, you guys do. All right, are we glitching over here? What's going on, YouTube? Also, Instagram is yelling at me again. Oh, I guess I'm not allowed to talk about making $5 grand in a trade and showing you guys how to do it too. Is that not allowed? And then you have these lifestyle marketing scammers out there. I just hate them. I hate them so much. Like, you guys know, we've talked about this before. Do you guys know how easy it would be for me to just be that individual? Just be like, ooh, look, watch, car, this, that. I just hate that stuff. It doesn't do anything for anybody. Zero. It's just everybody is just scheming. It's ridiculous when all you have to do is just adopt the LTMP methodology, and then all of your struggles in the market are just done. You're like, okay, this is what we should be doing. JB Hunt over here looks really interesting. But Palantir reported earnings. Numbers were solid. But again, like I've been telling you guys a lot recently, the market is going to start holding Palantir to a higher standard. A lot of these, I hate this. I hate when it does this. So the market at some point, which it's probably now, is going to start holding Palantir to a higher standard because of the absolutely insane valuation that it has in the market. You can't have these stocks that are trading at like more than 100 times sales. It's just not realistic there, even if they are doing everything they are supposed to be doing on their side in order to grow their business on the commercial revenue side and the government contracting side too. It's just a little bit too aggressive for the market to stomach here, continuously bidding this thing up. But again, all of you guys were in that name in the teens when I gave that to you guys. The stock is still right close to that $200 area at 194. Space Trader, I think we're going to talk a lot about Bull in the mastermind. That is going to be one of the names that I really want to talk about when we get to the 4 company analysis section. So we'll see. It's just nuke. I mean, it might be back up here. Like I was telling you guys today, I was actually thinking about selling the $10 strike for January, because the break even on it's like 860. But this is not a stock that you buy. This is not the look of a stock that you buy. When you guys see the 3-pillar approach, it'll make a lot more sense to you. They look kind of more like this. That's what you want to be looking for. But no, Bull is not a buy right now. You're just trying to catch a falling knife, basically, is what you're doing right now, and trying to go in on Bull. But let's see. Let's see what else we got today. HIMS reported earnings. I believe it's still cruising a little bit here. Up 5% off our earnings, hanging on to this 200 EMA here. Nothing too crazy. AMD has earnings coming up here too, setting up nicely on the daily. But again, obviously, if we're going to be seeing setups going into earnings, we're not going to be going near them. That doesn't make any sense. So Novo has earnings tomorrow before market open. Ooh, interesting. That could get interesting. All right, so guys, for everybody that's in LTMP that was reading the pre-market plans, or everybody that was on the morning stream today, I mean, we are right close to that area that I was telling you guys we were most likely going to trade up to when we were trading down at 68.08. That 68.50 area was a very, very likely spot to trade back up to, and then the market can decide what it wants to do from there. Again, the reason for that, like we talked about earlier, was like the reason why the market was coming down overnight was really no reason. So it made a lot of sense for us to have this snapback to the upside here, and then have the market digest what it wants to do from there. You know? So here it comes. You're about to hit that area. Audio glitching? Yeah, we should be good. It's probably just on your end. It should be fine. Yeah, Romeo, that's the ticker that I'm. It's the only stock that I'm really interested in right now is the one that I would give out, but I probably won't. You guys got to hit 200 likes on the stream. Let's see. You're an eighth of the way there. Let's see. I mean, Neo's still looking interesting here. Neo's still looking interesting, but it's a slow day. Again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough that, like, if you guys want to have any chance at long-term success, like, I see this a lot, especially with, like, new and amateur market participants. Like, they come in and they can't deal with these periods in the market that there's just a little bit of chop and volatility. Like, they literally can't do it. There's just something about it where people just freak out. And I sit here and I'm like, what are you freaking out about? Sit here and do nothing. Have a little bit of patience. Act like a professional, you know? Because it's like people are thinking way too short term. They're like, I'm going to make money today. And it's like, you know what I'm going to do today? Nothing. I'm going to sit here, relax, and do absolutely nothing today. Unless the one ticker that we're talking about, what do you call it? Unless the one ticker that we're talking about fires off. So, and this is going to be another really, really solid lesson for you here. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say you really, really, really got to think hard about what you're doing in the market. Buying these quantum names up here was probably not the smartest decision. You bought it at 40.65. I would assume that this is recently here. Even if you were buying at this area here, you bought a bear flag. So one, that's a really, really not... If you think about the three-pillared approach that we talk about and the reason why I'm able to hand out all, like Palantir at 15, Hood in the teens, then at 30, then Neo at 455, and then what? SoFi at 660, Philip Morris at 95. Like, there are times and a place to be buying stocks, and this is what I'm talking about with, like, the amateur stuff. Like, okay, so if we think about this right here, this trade setup on RGTI was absolutely filthy, and everybody made a bunch of money on this that I gave to LTMP. Now, I would never buy actually the stock up here for long-term shares, ever. Why? Think about it like this. The stock has run up from just that base there 86%. That is and I'm going to be mean here because this has to get through to all of you guys. That is really stupid. Buying stocks that are up 100% in a short period of time. Really dumb. Really dumb. If you miss it, because what people are doing is they're like, oh, I don't want to miss it. And it's like, whoa. There is so much opportunity out there in the market that there is never any reason to be in a rush or to feel the need that you have to take a certain action on an individual name. And that's the thing that, like, that's why less trades, more profits exists, and why I've called it that. From a trading perspective, from an investing perspective, you do not want to be doing a lot of everything. It doesn't make sense to. Remember what we talked about last night, guys? In the mastermind? Scarcity? You made a bot move. That was before you met me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. But it's just like, all right, like, if you guys want to have different results than everybody else, you got to think and act differently than they do. You know? Like, I would never buy a stock up here. Ever. Would I trade it? Sure. But, like, as soon as it comes down below the daily 10 here, and we would have already run through all these take profits, I'm out. I'm not going to wait for this thing to go. These quantum companies are garbage right now. Like, I'm bullish on the sector, but not the companies. Because a lot of these companies in the quantum space right now are just garbage. They're no revenue dog shit. Sorry. That's what they are. RGTI, I think, is... I mean, I haven't really looked at this one, but is this one of the ones that I really hate? I don't think it is. I mean, let me look at the revenues of this thing. What's the total revenues? Oh, okay. So in 2024, they made $9 million, basically. $10 million, and it has a what? $12 billion market cap? Okay. Like, you think I'm buying that? You think I'm gonna buy that? No. No. So I don't know. It's just not. They're tradable. They're really fun to trade, but it takes a lot for me to want to put money into a. Got some big promises for the long term. Maybe if you bought it down low, you're fine. You can ride it out, but up at that 40 area, you gotta be very, very, very careful. Like, I'm bullish on the quantum sector, not on the companies right now, though. Super bullish. Oh, that's tough. I don't know, man. That's a tough argument there. Oh yeah, it's got $10 million of revenue and it's out of. I don't know about that. That's not for me. If it's for you, go for it. That's not for me. But yeah, guys, if you guys want some more of those setups, keep hitting that like button on the way in. 200 likes on the stream. I'll go over the next one for you. It's just like, again, it's so funny to watch so many people freak out. It like, especially like I can see, especially the new people that like you can see that just like haven't been through the mastermind, haven't been in with us in LTMP for a very long period of time. Like, you can see that everybody just gets like on edge when the market does this. And like, you guys saw me this morning, I was like, oh yeah, here they go again. Here's what's probably gonna happen. We're gonna bounce off this volatility zone here. We're gonna run back to this 68.50 area, and then the market's gonna make its decision from there. There you go, right here. Oops, you were off by what? 68.50. What's the height of this candle right here, guys? Look, well, okay. You want me to be any more pinpoint exact in what I'm doing? How much more pinpoint can I get than this? Seriously. How much more? Oh yeah, we're probably gonna come down to this volatility zone. The market was selling off based off no reasonable reason here. You're gonna probably come back up to this area here. Then it's gonna kind of see where it's gonna want to go from there. Okay, that's what we were looking at today. Seeing if we can get more setups going. Still gonna be handing out the best setups in the market to everybody. So again, it's not that hard. You just gotta listen. You know, you just gotta listen. Neo's still looking okay. Him's not doing anything. What was the other one that I liked? Yeah, market's losing it there a little. So let's see. Maybe it starts to move back down from here. But that's kind of all we were looking for. Is the market going to start to rally back up? If it does, this is probably where it's going to head up to. And then start to make its further decisions from there if it wants to retest. Again, like I also said, you need to see a scenario in which the sellers really try and step up today, which they could try and do right now. And then the buyers come in and say, okay, no, this is ours. So that's kind of right now. If they start nuking this thing and the buyers wick this hard back up, that would be a good sign for me to say, all right, you might actually trade through that 69.50 area, and then get moving back up. But either way, this is just like look, fancy, just calling price left and right. It's not that hard. And it really comes from, this is why, like, I want you guys to think about like how I'm doing that. This is not like some sort of like, random day trading strategy. The way that you are able to look at price action on a short time frame, like intraday, and be able to call it like I've shown you guys that like I do sometimes, is you just sit here and stare at it all the time. And you can understand the context of what's happening. That's it. There's no like me being able to teach it to you. You just have to see it. That's why like I tell everybody like what we do in LTMP with the swings, everybody can do. Like, I can teach you how to do that in, like, probably 15 minutes, and then you're good to go. It's like, why do you guys think everybody loves LTMP so much? It's like, imagine this, guys. Every single time you stepped up to the plate and you took a trade, everyone has the potential to run multi-hundreds, if not multi-thousands of %. Every single one. That's welcome to LTMP. That's what we do. So, again, make sure that you guys, again, prices are going up significantly at the end of November. So again, if you guys want 50% off your first month, use code November. There you guys go. I'll throw the link in the live chat there for you guys. Again, it's like $40 to join. It's nothing. But yeah, if you want to lock in the lower rate, make sure that the prices are not going to go up on you. Make sure you do that before the end of November. So yeah, market's slipping here a little. There's nothing to do. You're just going to wait this volatility out. And that's what you have to become comfortable with if you want to have any chance at having long-term success in the market. If you can't, like, that's okay. Just don't try and trade anything short term. Just throw your money into the index funds, have a couple of different individual names that you want to trade or buy for the long term, and then call it a day. It's a very small group of people, but a group of people do exist that I'll just look at them sometimes and be like, you just can't do this. It's not ever. It's like a very, very small percentage of people that just can't get it through their brains how to act like an adult in the market. You know, it's very black and white. It's either you make the decision to be able to have long-term success or you don't, you know? Like, you're the one at all the time at the end of the day saying, oh, are you going to start trading ODTE today because you're bored? Are you going to start forcing setups on random things because you're bored? Hit you up on WAP? Please don't do that. I won't see that. But again, make sure you, again, the only thing that you guys have to do when you guys do join on WAP is make sure your Discord account is connected to your WAP account, and then you guys will be able to hop into LTMP because it's all on Discord. But yeah, once you guys are in, again, go through the course curriculum videos. Once you go through it, you're going to say the same thing that everybody does, which is like, oh my God, I wish I was doing this all along. It's like, I know. I know you do. Everybody does. That's why we weren't talking about this one. See this wick? This is what we were talking about this morning, guys, on this one. Not a great setup. If you didn't have this, maybe you could have considered it over here. The shares trade didn't really make any sense because you had to hold it all the way up to like 93, and now you're wicking on a bad option chain. Again, I'm looking for, most of the time, and especially in these environments, I'm looking for more reasons. I'm more looking for reasons not to take a trade than I am to take a trade. That's why MDB was so perfect, because there was nothing that I could say about that chart and the way that it looked to get me to be like, no, I can't do this. That was just absolutely textbook. It reminded me of gold. It's like that gold move was just absolutely nuts. So here comes the market rejecting off that level that I was outlining for you guys this morning. So we'll see. We'll see what it wants to do. And it's not even like, a lot of people talk about it as like a discipline thing. Like, I would consider myself a pretty disciplined individual, but it has nothing to do with me. It's just all based on logic and reality and saying, okay, if I have a set of actions that I know that I'm going to take and what the results of those actions are going to be over time, and those results are going to be better than doing anything else, then why would I do anything else? That's it. It's very simple. It's why the curriculum videos are there for you guys, and why I do this with everybody, and I don't just do it the old way where it's like, oh, I'll just give you the videos and then send you a watch list every single week. Like, when you can fully understand the reasoning behind when and why you're going to enter, how you're going to manage the trade when you're in it, and exactly when and why you're going to exit, oh, you're golden. You are golden. So let's see. Keep smacking that like on the way in. If you guys hit 200 likes on the stream today, I'll give you one of my favorite setups. If not, saving it for LTMP. Yeah. A lot of people are freaking out today for no reason. You're going to see increased levels of volatility, which is why, again, I've continued to say you have to just, like, be careful here and not go crazy with sizing and not look to take 18 million trades. So hopefully you guys have been listening. You know, hopefully all of you guys have been listening. If you have, you're in a really good spot right now. If you're not, I mean, LTMP has been there for you the entire time. Let's see. Neo still looks good here on the daily. It's just kind of grinding up here. The weekly still looks good. There goes the mark. The buyer still got to step up here. Let's see. Yeah, I do. That one setup that we're looking at looks nasty. Like, that could be a very, very, very fun one. I'm excited for that one. If that fires, that could be a very, very interesting one. I also got to make more YouTube videos for you guys this week. But we do have Mastermind too. So, like, I have a lot of stuff I got to do for everybody. So, again, you guys can still jump into the Mastermind now too if you want to, but there's no more sales. I might do one during Black Friday, but it won't be as good as the sales that you guys have had. There it goes. Perfect rejection off of our level. Ding. See how simple that is? Oh, you come down to a prior volatility zone? Oh, you're going to reject off at this level right here? Oh, thanks. It's not hard. It's not hard, guys. People love to overcomplicate this stuff and freak out all the time. If you guys had LTMP at your disposal, you'd be not freaking out at all right now. You'd be like, oh yeah, we're just going to wait for the best setups to form and then hit those. Yeah, don't have to touch anything. We got a lot of, when's AMD's earnings? It's like Monday, Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, next Tuesday. Or wait, no. Oh, it's today. Oh boy. Oh boy, my baby's reporting earnings today. That could be fun, ladies and gentlemen. There it goes. So the buyer's got to step up here. Let's see if they can do it. Is there anything coming through the feed right now, or is this the sellers just stepping back up? Nope. The only thing that I see is Mamdani saying, I will not be intimidated by Trump. That's it. 13 minutes ago, Johnson says putting continuing resolution into January makes sense. That might be what's moving this. Okay, also, this is another interesting thing to point out. We're about to start getting a lot more of these 13Fs. 13F season really shows you how stupid most of the people everybody follows on Twitter actually are, and they just don't understand anything. I hate to say it that way and sound like ooh, I'm smarter than everybody, but they're like a lot of these things, guys, are so simple. Like Michael Burry did not put 66% of his portfolio into Palantir put options. That is the notional value of those puts. So you can only join the LTMP Discord if you buy a membership? Yep. Like Michael Burry, guys, did not, did not put 66% of his account. That's the notional value of the put contracts. One put contract controls 100 shares. You do 100 shares multiplied by the closing price on that quarter per however many put contracts that was. So here's the equation that you do, and it's going to get really close. So take the amount of put contracts that Michael Burry has, multiply it by 100, you're going to get how many shares that position is effectively going to control. Then you multiply it by the closing price, that number, by the closing price on that quarter, and you're going to get very close to that 66% number. You know? It's not Michael Burry full porting Palantir puts. $80 a month is tough. Well, you guys get 50% off your first month, and also, remember, that's the thing is I should charge way more than I do, especially after I showcased to you guys 31 10x trades handed out in 3 months, I think it was. But again, you guys have had all the opportunity in the world to get in lower. The prices are going to continuously go up. And at the end of November, prices are going to be going up even more. But you guys are able to lock in the lower rate. So the price will never go up on you once you join. We're getting close. Yeah, I think that setup is gonna fire off before you guys hit the like button. I think it's gonna do it. Yeah, and also, I also just want the most serious individuals coming in there. It's the group is so unbelievable. It's just if you're not a serious individual that's not gonna put the time in to actually learn this stuff, I'm not gonna waste my time. You know, it's as simple as that. It's close. Yeah, the setup is getting close. But yeah, all of you guys get 50% off your first month with code November. Don't miss it. Prices are going up again. You guys have seen what we've done over here. Imagine every single time you took a trade, you had the ability to make 500%, 1,000%, 5,000%. That's why Instagram banned me. Instagram is still coming after me, and all I said was, look, here's how being linked twice if the setup is beyond. No. All I said was, here's how I made $5,000 in a trade. Here's how you can do it too. It's the easiest setup in the world. I don't know why everybody in the market doesn't do this. Once you guys learn it, once you see it, you can't unsee it. They're really being rude here. It's not beyond. That would be crazy. What else we got here? Market popping back up. Oop. Let's see. Yeah, that setup could be nasty. Like, really disgusting. Like, if that fires, hope you guys are ready. It's gonna be a good one. Like, that's the thing. Like, we're doing things that the trading community has literally never seen before. Like, where else have you ever seen 30 to 10x trades called out in like a 3-month period? You just are never gonna see it again. We're gonna do it again. Once the conditions are going to be a little bit better in the market, but that's why, like, it's not just that, and that's the easy part of what we do. Like, people don't realize that. Like, me coming out here and being like in the victory laps that you guys were seeing every single day, like, that's not the hard part. That's the easy part. The hard part is making sure it's getting across to you guys, like, this is not the time to be going crazy in terms of risk. And that's exactly what we've been able to do over the last, I don't know, 3 weeks since that tweet came out. So those of you guys that listen are always going to be in a better position than if you don't, you know? But that setup's looking really good. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of, ooh, what's this? Ooh. You kind of want to go far out on it? Well, earnings is coming up at a sort of far-ish out in terms of what we would usually do. So you can cover earnings with it. 1 of 1. Yeah. These slow days, guys, really kind of show you, in these slow periods, show you who really wants to have success in this game. It really does. It's like, if you can't, like, sit here and do nothing for, like, 3 weeks, it's like, you're just not going to have success. It's just as simple as that. And then people are going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to start day trading so I can do stuff all the time. And it's like, yeah, but you're missing the point. You shouldn't be doing stuff all the time. That's the point of all of this. And that's you guys want to know the secret to having long-term success in the market, trading? It's that you're not going to be doing stuff all the time. You want to be as inactive as possible. Only taking the highest quality setups. As soon as you can understand what those look like and how to identify the periods in which those are going to look better than others, oh, you're in a really, really, really good spot. We've been off to a hot start this week too with that MDB. That MDB was nasty with that gap up yesterday. That was so much fun. And today's just going to be a day of hanging around. Unless that one setup breaks, which it's really close to. But all right, give me 1 second, guys. I just got to run to the bathroom. We're 14 likes away from 50. Woo! Nice. All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Hello. Welcome back. Yeah, Neo still looks interesting. But again, going to be a very, very slow day across the board. There's not really anything to do here. You're going to see all sorts of statements being made. I mean, what do we have now? Google, Vitality, and Google announced a partnership to launch Vitality AI. Is that actually the account? No. Yeah. Not much going on. Just going to let everything go. But yeah, going a little bit further out on that setup could be very good. I mean, it makes more sense, especially with this, because the weekly chart on that thing looks pretty dirty as well. So, yeah, you guys that aren't in LTMP are gonna miss it. It's getting really close. It's getting very close. I like it. It's the one that we were talking about this morning that I like. It's the only one out there that I'm like, kind of like that one. Oh, you know what I want to take a look at too? Where's BlackBerry? How's that doing? Daily looks horrible, but the weekly is still intact here. This could be a very, very fun weekly setup for shares going into the end of the year if this breaks. Oof. Do you do smaller buy-in trades for smaller guys or only hot ticket? It's up to you. You can take any trade that I've outlined with shares. The share trades work, the option trades work. It's like I've had people come in with like $500 and turn it into, I don't know, 8,000. Like the beauty of what we do in LTMP is it works for everybody, and when the market is hot, I talk about this in the videos, it's like you're gonna make way more money in a short period of time than you ever thought was possible in the market, but what you can't then do is then try and force that onto the charts every single week. But it works for everybody. Like even if you can't trade Tesla, we were talking about this yesterday, it's like you can trade the 3 times levered Tesla or the 2 times levered like ETFs or funds of those names. Like you can do everything. And a lot of people love to limit themselves. It's so funny. They're like, oh, I can't do this because I have a job. It's like, no, you guys do realize that that's everybody in LTMP does too? It's like, how are they doing it? It's like, well, they just set their alerts. They if they have access to their phone, they're able to see which ones that they like. It fires off. They're able to execute because the whole point of it and the whole like focus of the group is teaching you. This is not an alerts community. If you ask me for alerts, I'm gonna rage. I will rage hard because not only is it illegal, you're just a self-snitching that you're just not an individual that is actually looking to learn, which is honestly why the prices are continuously going up. I only want the people that are like the most serious about this and actually willing to learn. This is not one of those other nonsense, silly groups that you see out there of people like, ooh, follow this trade. No. You're never gonna have success doing that, ever. I teach you exactly how to spot and execute the setups, and then I show you all the setups. Here they are. Pick your poison. And then obviously we talk through all of them. Like guys, if I was just doing this to just like make a bunch of money, I would just be like, oh, here's alert, here it is. I would also like, you guys that hang around here for a long enough period of time, you kind of know how I operate with things. Like everybody that takes the action the fastest gets rewarded. Like like you guys that were in the prior mastermind and everybody that was in early here, it's like you guys have some of the best deals ever. Like a lot of you guys are in LTMP for free. Just because you were in early with the videos and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a gift. You're welcome. But now it's like, well, prices are going up. If you miss it, you miss it, you know? But that one setup that we're looking at there looks really nasty, like really good. How many more of the best trades in the market are you going to miss? Like how many? Neo, still looking interesting here. Still looking interesting. Where'd JB Hunt go? That start to send today? Ah, looks interesting. I am grateful, sir. Daily Taylor. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are great. And it's those of you too, like those of you guys that were in earlier are also the most serious ones, which is why I like you guys the best. You ask the right questions. You're listening to the things that we talk about. And again, the more that you listen, the more that you're going to be able to keep yourself safe, because that's the most important thing at all times in the market. Like these periods where the market chops, like when the market nukes, guys, that's not the dangerous time. The dangerous time in the market is when the market chops like this. That's when the danger is there, because you'll see setups start to form, but you, like, if those of you guys out there that are just trying to do this by yourself, you're not going to have like me sitting there every single day being like, just screaming and being like, no, this is not, no, we treat this differently right here. Like, think about it from like imagine if since the Trump tweet came out with the tariffs and we saw that escalation, if I just said, no, we're going to keep everything the same. And we're just going to keep slinging things the way that we normally would. Think about where your accounts would be. You would have a significant drawdown. Significant. But the fact that, like, again, I've been doing this since I was 14, guys. The fact that we can see these things and understand when those shifts happen instantly and be like, oh, okay, foot off the gas. That is literally what is going to like catapult you guys to have more success, because think about it, you're going to have more capital to deploy at the better setups when they do end up forming. So you can put the power of compounding on your side versus all these other people out there that are just going to move in a sine. Their equity curve is going to look like a sine wave where it's just like they make money, they lose money, they make money, they lose money. That setup's getting closer. It's getting closer. I like it. Yeah, it's getting real close. Trump says SNAP benefits will be given once the government reopens. Interesting. SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions of dollars manyfold during the... Oh, interesting. Hold on. We're getting some announcements here. Only when the radical left Democrats own the government, which they easily can do and not before. Interesting. So I guess the SNAP benefits are being held hostage now. That's what we're doing. I mean, what else do we have here? BLS data won't be released until shutdown ends, Labor Chief says. So we're going to get no labor market data, which is not... Because remember, this is the interesting part here, because like I was saying before, the Fed needs to see the labor market data. That's what they're the most concerned about right now, because they need to get a better picture of where growth is headed. We know what the inflation data is looking like because they release CPI. But we don't have a picture of the labor market, which is the most important thing to the Fed right now because it's a precursor for growth. If unemployment starts ticking way up, growth is going to slow down. They're going to be cutting rates more. If it stays right where it is, they still have an argument to cut rates. If we start to see unemployment starting to move to the downside and more people are adding jobs, which is probably unlikely from a lot of the headlines that we've seen, then it makes a little bit of a difference in what the Fed's going to do in December. But what does all of that lead to? Uncertainty, which can have increased levels of volatility, which is exactly why I've said we can continue hunting these awesome setups. I'm going to be very picky with where I put my capital because, again, I'm only going to be looking for things like that MDB or this another epic one that I really like for you guys here too. But you have to think, okay, this is the environment that we're in. We have to act accordingly. If that's boring to you, good. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be boring. You know? I want each and every one of you to be bored. You should be sitting here doing nothing. Zero. Except for looking at the one setup that we're talking about. That, if you guys hit 200 likes on the stream, I'll give you. But if not, I'm just going to leave it. And then it's going to fire off, and it could run 1,000%. I'm going to be like, guys, all you had to do was like the stream. The last one I gave you was 300% on Pinduo Duo. I was like, there, I got one for you, and you guys did it. And then you guys got rewarded. It's easy. It's not that hard. Just tap the button. Yields. Where's the dollar? The dollar was moving pretty interestingly today. Yeah, the dollar's moving back up. That's not great. Where's USD/JPY? I want to look at this. Okay, that's okay. You're getting a little bit into danger zone here. Little bit into danger zone, but nothing too crazy with USD/JPY just yet. Like upper 150s, low 160s, that's where you got to get a little bit worried about USD/JPY. Lower 150s, it's like, be aware of it, but I wouldn't be all that concerned. You talking about Wells Fargo? No. I mean, again, I said they were really just a barometer there. Wells Fargo, again, it's like I was saying, it's probably going to be pretty, it's the weekly, probably going to be pretty choppy here. And especially with a bank in this environment, it's like, I'm probably not going to touch it, you know? You know, that's just not one that I'm really looking for here. So, we'll see. I mean, how much more perfect could I have made this for you guys today when I told you guys what was going to happen at ES? How much more perfect? Oh, we rally back up to 68.50. And then the market decides where it wants to do from there. The sellers are probably going to make an attempt to the downside at some point. You got to see if the buyers are going to wick that back and start to take control again. If they don't, okay, you're probably going to be in a period of chop all day. If they do, you could head a lot higher than that 68.50. What are we looking at on the charts here, guys? Right off that volatility zone, which again was this disgusting volatility zone that you guys saw. This is probably one of the best volatility zones projections that we have ever seen. Boom. That was real dirty. So, trying to come back up here a little bit, but again, I am not expecting really anything out of this market today. We have that one really, really awesome potential setup there. But again, guys, that less trades, more profits methodology is always going to save you. Do not try. And I'm going to sit here like a broken record all the time and just tell you guys and explain to you why you should be operating in the market this way. And if at this point, after the 32 10x trades in the last 3 months, me effectively coming out and telling you guys exactly when the market was going to start chopping around and when you really shouldn't be touching anything to keep all of yourselves safe, and then you guys see what happens after that. Again, if at this point you're not seeing like how valuable this stuff is, quite honestly, stop trying to trade short term, because the only thing that you're going to do is lose all your money. Is it D-Nut? It's not D-Nut. I wish it was D-Nut. I would hand you guys another 3,000% trade, but no, D-Nut is not a setup. This one was dirty. This D-Nut move, guys, was disgusting. I know you guys liked that one. Then the AEO 1000%er, then the MSOS 1000%er, then the Neo 1000%er. A lot of those were handed out for free. But again, I don't really do that often. I usually am showing you guys after, because it's like, look at what we did. Every once in a while, I'll give you guys a gem. If you guys hit the like button, though, I'll do it for you. You know, you guys hit the like button, I'll give you some setups. If not, saving them for LTMP. This one, though, that I'm looking at is, I like it. It's Binny. It's not Binny. It is not Binny. You know what? Where's Bull? Is that Bull below 10 again? Yes. Yes. Sell it deeper. I'd love for it to get to 9. Keep selling it. I'll buy a lot of that thing. I'll probably end up with, like, let's see, if it's at 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 shares of that thing at some point. Something like that. Maybe 10,000 shares. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice to get a 10,000 share position. That'd be pretty cool on Bull. If it really drops and we get a base really low, that'd be fun. It's just not Robinhood. So I've looked at it a little bit, but this is going to be one that I want to talk about with you guys in the mastermind, because there's some interesting things about it that we have to talk about. You're retesting. So remember, what I was talking about this morning too is if you break this 68.25, that was what was going to start shooting the market. You kind of had this, but you really had to get through this 68.25 area. Now you're retesting that point. So it is possible that this is the area where the market wants to bounce off of that prior break point that we were looking at. But at the same time, it's like, does it really matter at this point? No, this is just now moving back to some sort of like equilibrium and saying, okay, this is where the buyers and sellers are balancing out. Here's where they want to move it from once that equilibrium is met. Which again, I wouldn't even say that that's here because maybe on a shorter time frame you could see it chopping a little bit more. Yeah, no, that still looks like it wants to edge down. We'll see though. They might be able to save it. Dino was nasty. Margins for futures trading. Well, they also have event contracts now too. Like there's a lot of things about that company that look good. They just need to be it's almost similar to Novo where they have to have better communication to shareholders. Like if you look at their Twitter account, I'm pretty sure there's nothing. Like there's barely anything going on this Twitter account. Oh no, they're starting to do a little bit better. I should follow them. But it's kind of nonsense. It's like webinars and like direct deposit. Like they're just kind of tweeting stuff and their engagement is pretty horrible. Like they do have to be better at getting out there to people. Because I think they're a much better platform than Robinhood. It's just Robinhood is the one that everybody likes to go for. I would point out that you did give out the PDD trade, but if you didn't get out at the right time, you would have been crushed. If you were in LTMP, you would have known when to make moves. Join LTMP. Correct, John. Very, very, very true. So I'll throw that link for you guys in the live chat there too. And that's why like when I give those out, like I do tell you guys, like, so here's the link to LTMP. Use code November. That'll get you 50% off your first month. I do tell you guys, unless you go through the actual curriculum videos within LTMP, you really shouldn't be touching them. Because again, like I talk about all the time, like if I'm going to sit here and say, oh, you have to understand the exact reasoning behind when and why you're entering the trade, how you're going to manage it when you're in it, and exactly when and why you're going to exit. Well, if you haven't gone through that curriculum series, are you going to know that? No. So I would be like, I'm just showcasing to you guys and just kind of pointing it out to say, okay, this is a setup. Watch what happens. You know? Because you have to understand the why behind everything. Because the outcome of trades are completely meaningless. You have to know why you're making money. Like when people, like especially, and I've had this, like I've yelled at you, like LTMP people for this before, where they're like, oh, look, I did this. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And then let's say it works and it makes them some money. They're like, see, it worked. And I go, yeah, but like the action that you took is an action that I know has a negative expected value over time. So like the money that you made isn't yours and it's going to be given back. It's just a matter of time, you know? It may not be now, it may not be next week, but a series of actions like that, like gambling on earnings or trading a bunch of ODTE for no reason, or like, I don't know, buying stocks that are up 500% in a week. You know, like that has negative expected value. I'm more focused on what the actual results are going to be of a series of actions over a period of, I don't know, 100, 500, 1,000 trades versus the outcome of one individual trade. Because if you can focus on that, it makes it a lot easier for you in the short term to not make silly decisions and say, oh, I'm just going to focus on what I know to work. You want to aim to focus and focus all of your attention on what you know is going to generate you positive results over time, and aim to do absolutely zero of what you are either uncertain about or that you know deep down is going to not work over a long period of time. That's the point. The sooner that you guys can think that way, the sooner you're going to have all the success that you've ever deserved in the market. Yeah, we should do a little bull tweet because I did tweet this out. Let's see. Where is this? Alrighty. Let's see. I gotta grab this. Tweet. They're going real estate like Hood. Well, they're doing a lot of things that Hood is doing. I really like the event contracts idea. Like that's big time. Because if you look at the one thing that is interesting too is that if you look at the tax implications of event contracts versus actual sports betting, I believe I'm 90% sure that your losses at a certain point are not deductible on sports betting, but an event contract is labeled by the IRS differently. So you can do the same thing or a similar thing with these event contracts that you can with sports betting, but the tax implications are way better. That's one of the reasons why I like it, because you could see all of these people starting to move onto these platforms and away from things like DraftKings, FanDuel, Prize Picks, things like that. Like, let me look at that. Ooh. Hold on. I goofed it. Let me see. Don't lose, so you don't have to worry about tax issues on betting. Yeah. Let me look. Let me see. Sport. Let's see. The primary difference in taxation between sports betting and event contracts lies in how losses can be deducted and their classification for tax purposes. Sports betting considered ordinary income. Event contracts considered commodity futures and often taxed under IRS Section 1256. Winnings fully taxable as ordinary income. Losses for sports betting deductible only if you itemize deductions and only up to the amount of your winnings. Most taxpayers do not itemize. Losses can be deducted against gains without needing to itemize for event contracts. So let's see. Netting. Generally, each wager is considered a separate transaction. You cannot net all wins and losses from a session unless you're a professional gambler. Event contracts, losses can be fully deducted against gains, allowing for effective netting of overall profit and loss. So it makes more sense to be, to use event contracts than it does to actually use those other platforms. So that's a big bonus for Robinhood, Webull, and Kalshi, and all of these others. EW? I can take a look at that quick. I don't like this wick. Other than that, it's a decent looking chart, but I don't like that wick. You know. So they're holding off the market here at this area that we were talking about, this 64.25. Let's see if it can hold. Because now you're just trapped in between the area at which, if the market broke through, you were probably going to head up to that 68.50 that we were talking about on that private stream this morning. And then you've also rejected off of that top side here. So you're saying it's full for your account on the next money line? No. Because unless you itemize when you lose, it's not deductible. So you might be screwing yourself. But that is the biggest thing. And that's why, like, if you look at DraftKings here, people know this. See? Like, why would you use something like a DraftKings when everybody knows that, like, you could just go deduct, like, when the tax implications of doing this are when you have a better alternative. Remember what we talked about last night, guys, in the mastermind. What were we talking about last night? Scarcity, unlimited wants and needs, and opportunity cost. Why would you decide to use DraftKings when you could decide to use something like Robinhood or Fin? Does DraftKings have event contracts? DraftKings is in the process of launching an app that offers event contracts, but they are not available on its main sportsbook platform currently. Asleep at the wheel. Same. But either way, it adds to the product offerings and the ability to generate revenues from like from the existing or new customer base on Robinhood, Webull, and a lot of those other platforms. So either way, it's a benefit for them. Webull now has futures. They have the ability to buy corporate bonds. Like, there's a lot of interesting things about that company. They just need to be better at monetizing. You know. That setup, guys, is getting very close. It's getting closer. But, all right, everybody. It is 11:30. There is nothing happening in the market today. So, again, this is the perfect time for those of you guys that still need to hop into LTMP. Get 50% off your first month before prices go up to hop in. I'll throw that link one last time for you guys in the live chat. But, again, it's days like today, you don't really want to be touching anything unless, well, we're getting closer. We are getting very, very close on that setup. So, that one is going to be saved for LTMP. Yeah, I mean, I might, after it breaks, I might tweet it. If it breaks, I'll kind of give it a minute and then I'll tweet it just so, you know, I'm not going to alert you guys to it, but like it looks really good. So, we're going to see what happens with that one. If that one can get pushing, it's starting to push here a little bit, which is nice. So that could be another really fun one, guys. If we match MDB up this week with that one, again, size for zero. This is not the time to be going crazy. This one is also interesting because that is earnings coming up in a month, and you can get a little bit more time on these and play the run up into the earnings. So, ladies and gentlemen, fun day. I mean, not really anything going on here. Again, make sure you guys are keeping yourself safe. That's the name of the game. The big multi-100 and multi-1,000% trades are the easy part. The hard part is making sure that you guys can sit here and do nothing and just wait. That's how it works. So, folks, I will see you guys later.